Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's having a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome, and if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all of the ongoing support. This is my channel, Jargon's Jewel Creative Gems, and I'm Tegan, and I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTube stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below there. And of course, any love, comments, suggestions, all that wonderful stuff, that can also be left down in the comment section. And while you're there, don't forget to hit that like button if you like the content that you see. Yeah, that's about it. Today we are getting into a good old wip&chat. And for those of you that may not know what that stands for, WIP just means work in progress. So that's a crafty project, which for me is usually diamond painting. And I chat and catch everybody up on my 2 weeks. So pull out whatever you're working on. Make sure you've got a snack or beverage or whatever. I'm doing my usual coffee today. These normally come out on a Friday. It is Thursday morning right now. Just after, I think, 9 a.m.-ish. Oh, almost 9:30 now. I've been a little bit tired this morning, so a little bit slow going. Kind of had to get myself kind of up and motivated a bit. Yesterday we had some fog in the air that made it look like it was going to snow or something, and then it was absolutely gorgeous and sunny come afternoon. So yeah, I'm just feeling kind of tired right now. And it's not that I've been sleeping like crap or anything, I just low energy. So yeah, it kind of took a while for me to motivate myself to get here into my craft room after I put my son on his bus for school and start filming this. I debated the possibility of canceling and just going back to bed, but I know once I get going and into this it won't be too bad. I'm not sure how long this will end up being, so we'll see. Not a ton has happened in the last 2 weeks, and that's mostly why is I'm not sure if I'll end up with a ton to say and how quickly it'll all kind of come out, if I'll go off in some sort of ramble, you know, the usual. Yeah, so 2 weeks brings us kind of back to the beginning of March. I know we're in March already. I cannot believe it. No idea where January or February went, to be honest. Yeah, it's... I don't know. I don't know where it's all gone. Sorry. There goes my yawns. Yeah, so I guess we'll get down to the nitty and gritty. Usual, my son does his school. I send him off. He's gone for most of the day. I think his bus picks him up around like 8:15 usually, and around there sometime. And then he gets home about 3:30. Yeah, so he's got a good chunk of the day anyways. And that's usually when I kind of get my chance to get things done. I've done lots of laundry, mainly this week. It was at the beginning of last week, though. I have no idea how I did it. There's no reason or rhyme behind how it happened. Nobody's at fault for it, except maybe my own clumsy self. But I had put my son on his morning bus, and then as I was getting off of it, I slipped on the stairs of the bus. Just like, you know, a yellow school bus kind of thing. And her steps weren't wet or anything like that, so like I said, I have no idea how I did it. I don't know if I just didn't quite put my foot fully on the step and caught the edge of it, or if I missed the step completely. I don't know, but I gave my son's poor bus driver, I'm pretty sure, a good startle. If not, got her heart racing pretty good, because I ended up slipping and I actually fell and landed elbow first onto the stairs of the school bus. She, of course, was worried that I had hit my head or whatever, hurt myself kind of really, really bad. So, of course, she asked if I was okay. I definitely felt okay at the time, so I just kind of laughed and blamed it on me being clumsy, even though I had no idea how I did it. But yeah, so I slipped and I fell and I landed onto the stairs elbow first, which probably about half an hour later, my elbow was in constant pain at that point. I was pretty sure it was going to bruise, because it was throbbing probably for a good couple of hours before it just kind of went to a dull, consistent ache, which hung around for about, I would say, 2-ish days, roughly. And then that kind of calmed down, and a bruise, like I suspected, set in. That happened. It ended up being probably a good tennis ball sized bruise on my elbow, the one I landed on. I thought that was maybe the extent of my injury, so I didn't really think much more. I, of course, did the whole icing, trying not to use my arm with that elbow by, you know, carrying anything, that sort of thing. Took some Motrin or some IB and some Tylenol to kind of keep the pain at bay and any kind of swelling at bay that I could. So yeah, that still ended up in a lovely, wonderful bruise, which I was not at all surprised by. And then, what was it? My son had that following Monday off school, so he was home with me. We didn't really do much. It was a day of deliveries for us. And I don't know if maybe that's when the additional kind of injuries set in, because of course I was moving boxes. He gets his, we get cost shared for diapers, and of course his home nutrition order came in, which is like 6 boxes or 6 cases of Tetra-sized pack food for him, which is like a case of, I think, 24 Tetra Packs, something like that, of food that he gets in a case. So after that order, he went back to school on the Tuesday, and then that's when I noticed my back wasn't feeling so great. It was kind of stiff and sore, and it was going into my hips a bit. So the last few days haven't been overly pleasant by way of that, because I've been having trouble kind of standing in the kitchen, cooking, sitting on the couch for too long. Honestly, being stretched out in bed is probably the most comfortable, but even then, not getting up and moving around always when you have kind of any sort of back injury isn't the best either, because you get stiff and sore still. So it's kind of been trying to find the happy balance of still doing and getting done what I need to get done, which has been laundry. I probably shouldn't have carried it up the stairs, but I did, because that's what I do. And yeah, so haven't exactly been overly comfortable for sitting too long or standing too long or moving too long, that sort of thing. I ended up soaking in a bath last night, hoping to kind of loosen things up, so we'll see if that helps at all. Sometimes it does, sometimes it takes a couple of those kind of soaks to really ease any tension or stuff that's causing issues. So we'll see, but I'm guessing I didn't even think about it. But I told my husband my back was bugging me and I don't know why, I don't know what I did, and then he reminded me your slip and fall is probably how it happened, and it's just kind of rearing its ugly head now, which can happen. You can definitely feel stuff like that well after the fact. So he's probably right there. But either way, not pleasant. So I've been dealing with that a bit. Yeah, that's mostly been my last week or so, is just kind of that. I am I game on a PC, as some of you may know, and I also will play on consoles and stuff. For those who have kind of followed the channel for a while, kind of know that I do that, usually do that fall event where it's 4 days non-stop gaming, that sort of thing. But I am also a playtester for... I start off as a playtester for Frozen District, which they're known for their house flipping game. And Frozen Way is one of their sister companies, and they've been coming out with some other games and stuff, and recently we've been transferred over to them as playtesters, which of course meant a new non-disclosure agreement for any of the games that I playtest when I'm playtesting until they kind of release it to the public. So I can't discuss any of the games while I'm playtesting them, but after details are kind of released to the public and they're out in public, obviously you can talk about them. But their recent game they released that I playtested a lot last weekend is the hairdressing simulator. So basically you're doing customers' hairs and making over your own kind of salon place. You're taking hairdressing courses, that sort of thing in the game. So I did a bunch of heavy play testing for that because they were getting ready to release that game, and basically as a playtester I go into that game, what they've got created, the little kind of chunk of the game that they send your way, and you play it as much as you can. You try out everything, you go about the game and try to do what you think you should be able to do, that kind of thing. And basically I report back on things like what I think of the graphics, if I have any kind of lagging issues, that sort of thing, or any kind of like choppiness in the game, how the mechanics of the game are, so things like using WASD, which is your WASD keys to kind of run or move in the game, how all of that's working, if anything seems off, weird, not working correctly, any sort of bugs and issues that come up, if anything's crashing or not working correctly in the game. So for instance, in like I'm using a certain key for a command or action or interaction within the game and it's not functioning correctly. So either it's not fully completing that task or not completing that task as expected. If I can't get past anything, if something's confusing or doesn't work well in the game, I kind of report on that kind of stuff. As a player, what I feel might be missing in the game or what I would like to see in the game. Anything that, while playing the game, I think would be easier. And kind of make it a little bit more enjoyable as a player. So I kind of report back on all that kind of stuff to them. And of course, there's a bunch of other people doing the exact same thing, so we are usually all on a server together and we can kind of discuss the game together as well, which is nice, so you can still talk to somebody about the game while you're playing it, that sort of thing. But it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. It's obviously, I'm playing it when it hasn't been released to the public yet. So, well, yeah, I can't go around talking about it. I still have that little group of people to say, you know, I'm really loving this about the game. What do you think? Or I'm having trouble. Are you guys having trouble? That sort of thing. So that you can kind of figure out what's normal or not normal, what's working for other people, what's not. So it's a lot of fun. I've met the group that I do this playtesting with. We're all over the place. I think I'm maybe the only Canadian in the group, but there's people from the States, there's people from the UK in it, all over the place. So it's really fun. We also do off conversation chats as well. So it's a really fun kind of group of people too that I'm playtesting with. But yeah, so I was doing quite a bit of that last weekend and throughout the week as well, so I didn't get a ton of diamond painting in just for that reason as well. Because essentially it's, yeah, I don't get paid to be a playtester or anything like that, but I want to get, because I've signed up for it and all of that, I want to give them the best feedback that I can. So I really do kind of focus on that when I do get those deadlines of, well, we've got this playtest open for however long they decide to open. Sometimes it's 2 weeks, sometimes it's longer. I've playtested games for months on end. I've playtested in a matter of days before it gets released. It just really depends on where things are at. So, yeah. This one, they actually, I think originally we had like a week or two of testing, and then they extended it another week. So this one was a couple of weeks, but I play tested it as much as I could, as heavily as I could. Also, because we were all on kind of the same server when we're playtesting, I basically go into like one of their channels that they have in the server, and then I can stream it. So then they have either one of the developers, or they've got like a bot set up that'll record it for them if they're kind of outside of their work hours, or when they're sleeping, that sort of thing. They have a bot that'll go in and watch those streams and kind of record it for them. So I do a bunch of that. I fill out a form with all my suggestions and issues and all of that, so that they've got lots of ways to kind of keep track of it. Yeah. So that was, I guess, something I did. What else? other than that, this might be a really short wip&chat. I don't know, because I'm trying to think of things to say, and like I said, I haven't really been up to much, so yeah, either that or just gonna be random chats. I apologize, but yeah, I guess that happens sometimes. That's why I only do 2 weeks, because I have weeks like this sometimes. Other than all of that, I've been getting caught up in YouTube shorts, all sorts of YouTube shorts, which led me to a young man whose name is Livingston on YouTube. He's I guess you'd call him a singer, songwriter. He did a short of like a small little 1 or 2 sentenced runs of one of the songs he was working on that he hadn't released yet, but was about to release. So he came across my feed and that song finally dropped. I was completely obsessed with like the 1 or 2 lines that he did sing and his voice, and so when the song dropped, I listened to the full thing. I'm still completely obsessed with that song. So it's called Shadow, and his name is Livingston. But yeah, it's I guess by the looks of it, it's about anxiety and just kind of going through anxiety. But it's interesting. And then I've listened to a couple of other songs, and he's got like this like growly kind of thing that he does every now and then. It's really, really cool. It's unique, the way that he uses it. I've heard gravelies and growls done by other artists, and usually it's in a death metal or metal genre. But occasionally you'll hear it, other artists use it as well in certain parts of their songs. So yeah, he kind of uses a bit of that. He's got a very interesting voice as well. And yeah, he does this lyric thing, and it's funny because his shorts too will show his mom's reactions, which is really cool. She seems like she's very supportive of it and just absolutely loves his stuff that he comes up with. And then I don't know if it was a girlfriend, a friend, or what. That was in another one of his shorts, but he asked her for basically 3 words and then ended up coming up with like a short little sentence or 2 using those words, and that actually became a part of the song Shadow, which was really cool. So it's really neat to kind of see that improvisation with music as well. He reminds me a little bit of Dermot Kennedy in that sense, where it's just very, very lyrical, his style of music, and it's meaningful stuff, and it's heartfelt, and so that's really cool. He's just a young guy too. I think he's like early 20s, I would guess. So yeah, a fairly young guy. Definitely very talented. But yeah, so lately I've been kind of going through some of his other songs and stuff and checking them out, and so far he's got some really neat stuff. So it's kind of cool that I found him just randomly by getting sucked into YouTube shorts. I don't know what it is lately, but I've been getting so sucked into them. Mostly dancing ones too. It's kind of funny. There's also a girl, CSA Punch, I think. She's early 40s, but she does a lot of things with generational gaps within music. So like the Gen X, Gen Z, millennials, what they listen to and their reactions to certain songs and stuff. And then she also breaks out into dances and has a bit of humor in her stuff. So I've been enjoying watching her stuff too. On YouTube Shorts. Of all things, I know. Silly. So yeah, I've been watching YouTube Shorts, been catching up on some PVR shows that have been sitting for a while. Mainly because my little smart, whatever, not smart, DVD Blu-ray player with Wi-Fi connections no longer supports Netflix, and I don't actually have cable hooked up to it. So I remembered, oh yeah, I've got a bunch of PVR shows sitting that I should probably catch up on instead. So I've been diamond painting out in my living room and catching up on those while my son's been at school this week. Anyways, my husband then came home and we had to order a Switch, but he hooked up that TV, which is also like, it's a TV / monitor by Samsung that I was using. So he's basically hooked that now up to my computer with a Switch, so I can switch between the actual DVD player if I want to watch like a Blu-ray or DVD in my craft room here, or I can pull something over from my computer. So I can log into Netflix on there, I can watch Amazon Prime, I can watch anything on YouTube, and basically drag it over and watch it on the screen next to my little crafting table here. So he recently just set that up, so I'm sure I'll be taking advantage of that later tonight and over the weekend and stuff now. So looking forward to that. I like to, when I'm just in here by myself and I'm not filming anything, I like watching movies, TV shows, all of that. I've got to still watch the end of Peaky Blinders. That was one that I was watching over on Netflix, so I have the last episode of that I need to watch. Yeah, otherwise, if I'm all Netflixed out or movied out or I don't feel like that, I'm usually listening to a true crime or true crime podcast while I diamond paint, or I'll listen to other content creators doing their whip and chats, just so I can kind of, catch up on what they're doing. Of course, I will watch their other videos too, like what they're unboxing, and some of them are crafty channels as well as diamond painting channels, so I'll watch their other crafty projects, little things like that. Yeah, I think that's really about it. I know this probably, like I said, isn't going to be a super long whip and chat, and I apologize for that. Hopefully the next one, which is 2 weeks from now, will be a little bit more exciting. That one's going to, however, take a little bit of planning because my son will be on his spring break by then. So I'm not sure exactly when or how I'm going to film that one yet. I do know my hubby talked about taking the Thursday off because that's also going to be the Easter weekend. So if he does that, then maybe we can swing it where he does a portion of that day doing some of his videos for his channel, and then I do a portion of stuff for my channel. We tend to have to do that sometimes. Hard to yeah, so hopefully I can kind of swing that. Other videos are easy enough because I can kind of do those, edit those up in the evening kind of thing after the kiddo goes to bed and get them uploaded and all that. So those are a little bit easier to kind of navigate, so to speak. It's just the ones that I kind of film, like my whip and chats. And my longer editing videos, like the ghostly echoes, that sometimes a bit more difficult. all of that should still hopefully be on part of what we normally do. That's the hope anyways, to still kind of make it work. I'm just not sure how it's going to work yet. But yeah, so there's of course all of that. Other channel stuff going on, not much. I think there's two Diamond Art clubs that I've bought since. There were new releases. One's a new release for sure, and the other might be a restock or one off my wish list just to make that free shipping thing. So basically I've got two that are still sealed and not opened and that I need to do unboxing videos for. I have no more fan cells. All my fan cells have been already released. So right now I don't think there are any more low budget canvas videos planned unless I do like a shop or I open some ones that I received as a Christmas gift, which I could do if you're interested, but I wasn't necessarily planning on it, because yeah, I just wasn't. Yeah, I think otherwise everything's kind of, for the most part, pre-recorded. I need to work some more on my Ghostly Echoes pre-recordings, though. Work on that canvas a bit and film this part, like me working on it. And then doing some of the voiceover stuff. Recording that separately. I think really like there isn't anything else planned. No major things happening. I don't think I have any small shops coming in. Yeah, I haven't really been buying much. Mainly because I haven't had the funds to, so I've just kind of been working through well, with the exception of the Diamond Art Club purchase, of course, I haven't really had extra funds aside from that, so I haven't really been buying much. I've just kind of been working through my stash. I'm at a point right now where I'm working on this for an event. I'm thinking, though, that next month I'm going to take a break from events and just kind of work on my own stuff rather than something that fits an event. And maybe work on a couple of my smaller canvases, because it's been a while since I've worked on those. I've done a lot of my premium canvases lately, except for my special drill ones that I still have, I think, one or two more of those to work on. So yeah, I might concentrate on some of those, get some of those out of the way, finished and worked on, because I still really like a lot of the images and stuff for those, so I definitely want to do those. We're still working towards that 500 goal. But other than that, I think that's kind of where the channel is at. So if there are any suggestions that things you would like to see, I'm also thinking I might create some more trinket trays for myself. So basically, like this one I created for myself a while ago. It's been a while since I played with some resin. I still have some resin, so yeah, and I added like little feetsies to this so it doesn't scratch up my desktop. So I may make a couple more of those, different styles, different themes, kind of play around with that, because it's been a while since I've done that. So yeah, I might get into some of that kind of stuff. So you might see some of those kind of crafty videos pop up. But yeah, that's really about it. I don't have much more that I can add or say to this video. So yeah, I apologize that it will be on the shorter side. But rest assured, you're still getting one and it's still out there. I just don't really have much to update everybody on. Yeah, so definitely, like I said, any suggestions, anything you'd like to see, let me know. I can start kind of making a little list of what you guys are interested in and kind of prioritize that. Yeah, I think that's about it. I know I haven't really done a punch of this canvas. This is that Blossom Fairy one from Diamond Painting Fanatics that I've been working on for Mermaids and Magic and Spring Flings. So yeah, I've got 2 fully completed rows of it. I'm working on the 3rd row now. Once I've done the 3rd row, I'll be at about that halfway mark. This one's only a little 40 by 51, so it's not a super huge canvas. But that's kind of been where I'm at right now. I've done a lot of really big canvases lately. A lot of my premium canvases, which have been licensed art, of course. So yeah, I'm just ready to work on some of those little smaller projects, smaller canvases, get some of those lower budget, budget-friendly companies worked on that I have. Yeah, and of course I'm also still working on Black Magic from Paint Gems. So I want to finish kind of working through that one as well. So yeah, you'll probably see some post-review and completion videos as I kind of get through some of those projects after this one, of course. But yeah, I think that's about it. I'm going to leave it at that because right now I just feel like I'm rambling on in circles. So I, of course, will see everybody in the next video with something new. We'll see you then. Bye.